everybody. Welcome into this special episode of Maddencast covering the AFC West Division. It's Vols back at it again. Got OMG with me tonight, and I got Sundance as well, covering his new division as he makes the jump from the NFC West to the AFC West and taking over the Denver Broncos. OMG, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Sundance, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to have you here. Before we get into it, kind of walk us through your this is your new division. Walk us through your decision on coming through the Broncos. You're coming to the Broncos. I think we probably already know why, but kind of go into
Yeah,
you know what
um,
what brought you to Denver.
yeah, totally. I'm excited to come over to this division, a tough division traditionally. Last cycle you had Lando as the Broncos, and I've taken them over. I got Drew Lock at the helm, so I'm super excited to have my boy leading the offense. Obviously, guy who was top 3 to 5 in every passing category last cycle. Excited to have him back. Although now he's a normal and still the same overall than what he was last year and a year older. So it's going to be a little bit tougher to dev him, but we'll see. But going to be a tough division, right? You got Brett, who's won 6 Super Bowls, so I'm excited to up my game a little bit, play him twice a year, and have to deal with all that. So that's going to be tough. And then Mex is going to be fun to play with. I've only played him, I think, twice in the last 2 cycles altogether. And we had a good game the first time we played, and he actually beat me on like a last second touchdown with like 20 seconds left. And then last year I beat him. I don't think he scored a touchdown, but it was only like 28-9 or something like that. So we played 2 good games. And then I got Sporty, who I played a lot in a different league, VML, where we were in the same division. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Change the scenery at Mile High, and so just excited to take it on. And we'll see how it goes.
It's so fascinating to me to hear you talk about. I've played so and so this many times. This is what the score was. Like I don't remember shit. And the fact that you can just remember all these games and know exactly what happened in them is impressive. I just respect for that for sure. So
I
let's jump
appreciate
straight
it.
into it. OMG, give us kind of your the AFC West outlook in your eyes. How's it gonna start? How's it gonna just shape throughout the cycle of MHU for Madden 22?
First and foremost, I'm going to have to send my condolences to the family of Sporty and Sons. Sporty, I love you to death, guy, but that easily is probably the toughest division in the whole league. There might be divisions where all 4 guys are solid, but this division, Brett is top 5, Sundance is top 6, 7 in the league. He's not bad at all. He's one of the more competitive guys in the league. And then Max is he's similar to like Woods tier. We were just talking about in the last show how Max can show up. When you play Bread as many times as Mex has played in the last few cycles, like you're going to learn some things. So just naturally by the competition, Mex is way better than most guys in the league because he has to put up with that. Um, so a Sporty, realistically, if Mex, it's either going to be Mex or Sporty. Mex and Sporty to me are going to always be 3 and 4. Um, by some miracle, if Mex has figures Sundance's bullshit out, and he could probably get second place. But first, second, third, to me in this division doesn't matter. I think uh, Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders, at least 3 out of 5 seasons this cycle will take up um, obviously the division spot and 2 wild cards. That's how good I think this division is.
Sundance, what's your thoughts on how the division's going to go for you and how you think the division's going to shape out throughout the cycle?
First of all, OMG summary there or kickoff there. Condolences to Sporty. That was pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be a tough division for Sporty. I was in a division with Sporty, like I called out already. I think he was the Eagles, and I was Washington football team. It's going to be tough. I mean, yes, I don't think Sporty's going to win the division one time. Sometimes if he gets a ground game going, he can do a little ball control. He can keep some games close, but it's going to be a long cycle for Sporty. He has a good roster, though. I think the Chargers have probably one of the better rosters in the division, outside of the Chiefs, obviously, just with some of their star players and quarterback, all that. So Max is a good player, too. Like, OMG, I think, explained it perfectly, nail on the head, where Mex has learned some things. And when I play him, I mean, he's got some money plays. He knows how to execute them. Usually knows like when to bring him out against the right coverages and roll the dice. I think Mex's problem, if I remember correctly, I never watched a lot of games of his, like literally maybe only 2 or 3 or bits of it. He turns the ball over a lot in the red zone. I know that's what he did against me a lot in the one game that we played. So if he cleans some of that up, I mean, he can make some deep playoff pushes. And you got Brett. We all know Brett, 6 Super Bowls in MHU. So Brett is the cream of the crop. And so he's the person you're going to have to get through. I know that he didn't have any Super Bowl appearances at all, I believe, last cycle. So fell off a little bit, but he was still competitive, obviously, getting to a few AFC Championship games. Won the AFC West a fair amount in a really tough division last year with Jaden, him, and Lando, and Max, obviously. So it's going to be tough. And then you got me coming over who, I got 1 trophy so far. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, this division is it's just as tough as last cycle when you had Prevail and Wood. So it's going to be, I'm not going to win the division every year like I did last cycle. That's for sure. But I'm going to compete and every year and try to win that division. And once I win the division, we'll see how the seeding goes and then try to make a run for another trophy or a few. We'll see. So it'll be tough, but I think it'll be a good mix throughout the cycle.
I'm gonna throw this out there. The last person that came into this division after winning their first trophy was Jaden. He went on to add a second trophy the first season. What's the odds you follow in Jaden's footsteps and add a trophy your first season?
Yeah, I mean, first season, we'll see. I think the Broncos roster has a lot of good talent. Didn't really like what the last owner did with the roster overall. I think he made some good moves, but some things I probably wouldn't have done. But I think there's. I remember last year I went into it. I made some trades with some veterans. A lot of people criticized me for moving AD for another corner, but I just trusted that process because I said year 3 will be my year, and I ended up winning the trophy in year 3. So I think to your question, I guess the short answer is I'm not going to say, I'm going to go out and win a trophy year 1, but that's certainly what I'm going to try to do. Doesn't matter who, where, we coming. That's all I got to say.
All right. OMG, let's move on to the next question. Does Bread win the division more than the other 3? Any of the other 3 this cycle? So basically, are you taking Bread or are you taking the division as far as division wins, division championships go?
That's a tough one. He's ran that for the division for so long. I say yes. Only for the division, though.
Okay.
I hesitated. Yeah, I hesitated because, like I said, I think those 3 teams will constantly be in the playoffs. So not to say winning the division doesn't matter. I just feel like because they're still going to make playoffs and anything can happen in playoffs. But yeah, for the sake of the question, yeah, I see him winning the division more than the division.
All right, Sundance, same question. Bread going to win the division more than you, Sporty, and Mex win it combined?
I mean, not if I have anything to say about it. So, I mean, again, I'm not going to do any fake humble bullshit that a lot of people in this league like to do. Every time that we go out there, we're going to try to win the game, and I'm going to try to win this division to get a high seeding and make playoff pushes. So, no, he's not going to win the division more than me or others combined.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, OMG. How many Super Bowls does this division win in this cycle? They've got 7 right now from previous, I think it's 17 seasons, so they got 7 out of 17. So how many they get this cycle?
I'm going to say definitely 1, maybe 2.
Okay. Sundance. How many little tweak to your question. How many Super Bowl trophies is the AFC winning, and who's winning them?
I think this division's definitely going to get a trophy for sure. This division's getting at least 1 trophy by the end of the cycle. And who's winning them? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, in Denver, our mission is to win a Super Bowl every year. And that's what we're going to set out to do.
This guy sounds like he works freaking public relations.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his strategy figured out. So, OMG, you got anything to add to it? Anything you want to say?
No. The only thing I will say is that everyone, not the Chiefs, have a great opportunity to outbuild the Chiefs because there's not many teams in the league who are handcuffed the way the Chiefs are with Mahomes' contract. I think that's why